Let us start chapter number 10, measurement of study variables. The first question. In a study on hypertension, patients are categorized based on the systolic BP as normal or pre-hypertension, stage 1 hypertension and stage 2 hypertension. So what type of variable is this? The options they gave are A. Qualitative, B. Descriptive, C. Nominal or D. Ordinal. What type of variable is this? The answer is D. Ordinal. This is the ordinal type of variable. See, we have taken as ordinal as the answer, and basically we have to know at this stage what are the different types of variables. You will have four types of data basically: nominal data, you have ordinal data, you have discrete data, and you have the continuous data. What are the nominal data? Those which are used to label the variables. Ordinal are those which are ordered categorically, and discrete are those which have specific countable values, whereas continuous data are those where you have measurement scale between two realistic points. Please remember this diagram. Also, we will put it in a form of a chart. Uh, see the chart over here. The types of variables are of two types, or variables in the sense you can take this as data. There are two types: categorical and numerical. Categorical are also called as quantitative. Sorry, it is qualitative, and numerical are quantity or quantitative. Okay, now this qualitative is again divided into a nominal type and ordinal type, whereas quantitative is again divided into discrete and continuous variables. The nominal are those which have defined categories, as I told you. Examples are married status, are married or unmarried, a color of the eye, which political party, are the examples of a nominal variables. Whereas the ordinal variables are those which have an ordered categories. Examples like good, better, rest, best, or otherwise low, high, medium. Then discrete categories are those which are those where you can have counted items, in the sense number of children, or you have a number of family members in the family, or number of defects per hour. All these come under the discrete type of variables. And the continuous variables are those where you have measured characteristics like height, weight, cholesterol levels, voltage. Few questions previously which were asked in our MCQs of BCBR. See this chart now. Uh, yeah, these were the questions which were asked. Eye color was a question previously, gender was a question, ethnicity was a question, disease type was a question. All these are were asked in under the nominal type of um, under the nominal variables. Then ordinal, they asked what is the stage of a disease, like hypertension. Just now we have spoken. Our question is hypertension question. Then you have the cancer staging, socioeconomic status, what is the age of the person. All these are the ordinal type. Discrete, regarding the family size, number of children. All these are questions. Height is a question. Weight was a question, and cholesterol levels. All these were previously asked. So we have made a chart over here, and we have put all the variables whatever they have asked in our previous questions over here. Please go through this chart thoroughly, because one question from this chart will definitely come and it should not be lost. Next question. The most commonly used measure of central tendency is what? The options are A. Mode, B. Median, C is mean, or D is range. What is the most commonly used? Basically, in the central tendency, you have mean, median, mode. Okay. So, of these three, what is the most commonly used? It is mean. We have taken mean as the answer. Now, let us see how it is. See over here. These are the central tendencies, and these are the dispersion values. So, in the central, you have the mean, median, mode. Dispersions, correspondingly, you have the standard deviation. Then you have the interquartile range. Then you have the range. If no extreme values are present, then you take either mean or standard deviation. If there are extreme values, then you consider median or interquartile range. And if for qualitative variables or time distribution in the epidemic curve, you take mode or range into consideration. So among what are all the calculations we can do, mean and standard deviation are used the most. Please remember this point. So our question was the most commonly used measure of central tendency. You have to take the answer as mean. If they could have asked the question as most commonly used measure of dispersion value, okay, and if they give the option as standard deviation, then you take standard deviation as the answer. So this is the answer for this question. Like option number C, that is mean is the most commonly used measure of central tendency. Next question. First quartile Q1 is equivalent to dash percentile. The options are A 25th, B 50th, C 75th, or D first. So what is the answer for this question? The answer is that it is 25th. See over here. If you put in this way, if this is maximum and this is minimum, and you start from 0, 0 is minimum, then first quartile, second and third, 25%, 50%, 75 and 100. So the question they have asked is, what is the first quartile Q1? Q1 is 25, Q2 is 50, Q3 is 75. Okay. Next question. Find the median in the following sample of observations. They gave 12, 26, 10, 29, 48, and the options they have asked is 29, 48, 26 and 25. So how do we do this? See, first of all, you arrange all the numbers in the ascending order. So among the numbers what they gave, the ascending order is as follows: 10, 12, 26, 29 and 48. Okay, then second step is you select the median. Median in the sense, what is the middle number? It is 26. So 26 is the answer for this question. Now see this question. Which of the following scales of measurement provides the highest level of precision? The options are A nominal, B ordinal, C interval, or D ratio. Once again, let us see the question. Which of the following scales of measurement provides the highest level of precision? So the answer for this question is option number D, that is ratio. Ratio provides the highest level of precision scales of measurement. Next question. The following measure is not influenced by extreme values in a data set. The options are A arithmetic mean, B interquartile range, C is range, or D is B and C. So which is not influenced by extreme values in the data set? The answer for this question is B interquartile range. Interquartile range is not influenced by extreme values in the data set. Now see over here. We have taken interquartile range as the answer. We will have few words regarding interquartile range. Interquartile range are also called as the quartile deviation. It is defined as the interval between the value of the upper quartile and the lower quartile. That is, the interquartile range will be between Q3 to Q1 or Q3 minus Q1. The advantage is that it is unaffected by extreme values. Our question was the same thing, whether it is influenced by extreme values or not. So the question was, the following measure was not influenced by the extreme values. So we have taken interquartile range. Okay, so this was the question. Now another disadvantage of the quartile division or the interquartile range is that it covers only the middle 50% of the observation. This is also one of the MCQ asked previously. So this is one MCQ, this is one MCQ, Q3 minus Q1 is an MCQ. So please remember this short discussion on the interquartile range, and the answer for our question is interquartile range. Next question. Which of the following statistics does not belong with the others? The options are A range, B variance, C is mode, or D standard deviation. Which does not belong with the others? The answer is very easy. It is C mode. Mode does not belong with others. Now see over here, we have central tendencies and then you have dispersion value. Among the dispersion value you have standard deviation. Standard deviation is mentioned over here. Then you have interquartile range. You have range. Range is also mentioned over here. Then you have variance. Variance is from the standard deviation. So it will be here. Mode belongs to the central tendency. It is not a dispersion value. So therefore it does not belong with the others of this group. Okay. Now next question. Number of children per household is an example of a continuous variable. Is it a true statement or a false statement? Number of children per household is an example of a continuous variable is a false statement. It is not a true statement. It is not a true statement. Please go back to question number 1 and we have discussed in detail regarding the types of variables over there, and you have a look over there. Then you decide for yourself that number of children per household comes under which type of variable. Next question. In a study, researchers are interested in measuring the cholesterol levels of participants. So the cholesterol level is a dash variable. Options are A, ordinal, B, nominal, C, continuous, or D, discrete. It is very easy. We have already spoken in question number 1. Please go back for the discussion over there. Cholesterol level is a continuous variable. Next question. In the following set of data, what is the mean? So the options they gave are A 5, B 4.5, C is 9, or D is 8. So they have given few data. Let us see how do we calculate. See, mean is equal to the sum of all the observations by total number of observations. So you add all the things. 4 plus 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 3 plus 8 plus 2 plus 6 is sum of all the observations by total number of observations. The total number of observations were 8. 1, 2, 3, 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So the total number of observations were 8. And when you are totaling all the sum of these observations, the number came to 40. So 40 divided by 8 is equal to 5. This is how you have to calculate the mean. So the answer for our question is A, 5. Okay. Next question. Difference between the minimum value and the maximum value of observations is called as what? The options are A, variance, B, interquartile range, C is range, or D is standard deviation. What is the answer? The answer is C, range. Range is the difference between the minimum value and the maximum value of the observations. See over here, range. Range is defined as the difference between minimum and the maximum value of observations. This was our question. Now, what is the advantage of range? It is a quick and easy indicator of dispersion. Even this was asked previously as a question. Please remember this point. Next, the disadvantage is that it is influenced by extreme values and it uses only 2 data points. So this is one of the disadvantage. Even this was asked as a previous question. So please remember this point. Next question. All the following are measures of dispersion except, once again the same type of question we have seen previously. The options are A, mean, B, variance, C, standard deviation, or D, range. The answer is very easy except it is mean. Mean comes under central tendency. Okay. Chalo. Next question. Which percentile is equivalent to the median? 25, 50, 75, 100. I told you this is maximum, this is minimum, and then Q1, Q2. So this is 0, 25, 50, Q3 is 75, and this is 100 is maximum. So which percentile is equivalent to the median? Median is you remove these two, you remove these two. So the answer for our question is 50. 50 is the answer. Okay. So the B, right? Chalo. Now see this question. Which of the following best describes a continuous variable? They are speaking regarding a continuous variable. So the options are A, a variable that can only take on specific values, or B, a categorical variable with 2 categories, or C, a variable that represents groups or categories, or D, a variable that can take on any value within a given range. So Which of the following best describes a continuous variable? Best describes a continuous variable. Let us see the options again. A variable that can only take on specific values. No, not this one. The second option, a categorical variable with two categories. No, not even this. The third one, let us see the third option. A variable that represents groups or categories. No. So first three are not. So definitely it should be fourth one. Okay. So let us see the fourth statement. What does it state? It states that a variable that can take on any value within the given range. Yes. So this is the best description for a continuous variable. A variable that can take on any value within a given range. Now see this next question. All the following are true for standard deviation except. The options are A. It is the square root of the average of the squared deviations of the observations from the arithmetic mean. Or B. It is the most important measure of dispersion. Or C. It is expressed in the same units of measurement as the observation. Or D. The square of the standard deviation is called as mean deviation. So all are true except one which is false. Let us see the answer. The answer for this question is D. That is the square of the standard deviation is called mean deviation is a wrong statement because the square of the standard deviation is variance. See over here. See over here. The square of the standard deviation is called as variance. The square of the standard deviation is called as variation. See. Let us see the other statements. Standard deviation. It is the square root of the average of the standard deviations of the observation from the arithmetic mean. Yes, that is the definition of the standard deviation. So it is there in the question. Option number 1. Okay. Next is, it is the most important measure of dispersion. Yes, it is the most important measure of dispersion, we know. Third is that it is expressed in the same units as the measurement. In the same units of measurement as the observation. Yes, even this is the correct statement. Okay, of the observations it is written from the arithmetic mean. So the fourth option is the answer for our question. See this question. When assessing the validity of a measurement instrument, which type of validity examines whether the instrument measures what it is supposed to measure? The options are A. Content validity, B. Construct validity, C. Criterion related validity, or D. Predictive validity. Let us see the question again. When assessing the validity of a measurement instrument, which type of validity examines whether the instrument measures what it is actually supposed to measure? Okay, so is it content validity or construct validity or criterion related validity or predictive validity? What is the answer for this question? The answer for this question is option number B, that is construct validity. Please remember this question and the answer. Actually, this question belongs to the advanced course, but because it is been mentioned over here, let us finish this question. So, if this question is asked in the exam, you please mention the answer as construct validity. Next question. A researcher measures the fasting blood sugar of 100 participants. The mean blood sugar was 110. The standard deviation was 11. So calculate the coefficient of variance. What are the options given? Options are A 20%, B 14%, C 10% or D 25%. How do you calculate? Now let us see over here. See, the coefficient of variance is given by the formula SD by AM into 100. SD is standard deviation by arithmetic mean into 100. Standard deviation is how much? It is 11. So we have put 11. Then what is the arithmetic mean? It is 110. That is the mean blood sugar level was 110. So we have put 110 into 100. 11 by 110 into 100 is equal to 10. Okay, please remember this point. You please remember the formula of calculation of coefficient of variance. Next question. A researcher measures the height of 100 school children for his study. What type of variable is the height? The options are A. Nominal, B. Ordinal, C. Continuous or D. Discrete. The answer for our question is C. Continuous. Continuous is the variable. Height is continuous variable. You please go back to question number 1. There we have discussed in detail regarding the types of variables. There you can find the answer that height comes under a continuous variable. Next question. A chest physician observed the distribution of FEV1 in 100 COPD patients and a calculated mean value of 2 liters. Median value of 2 liters. So the value of first and third quartile of distribution was 1.5 liters and 3 liters respectively. Based on this data, how many patients in the sample are expected to have FEV1 between 1.5 and 3 liters? So the options they gave are A 100, B 50, C 25 or D 75. Now see the answer over here. It is B 50. Why? We have taken minimum. Let us take this as maximum. Minimum is 0. Maximum is 100. You put all the variables in Q1, Q2, Q3 like 25%, 50%, 75%. You put all the numbers, they have written like 1.5 liters and 3 liters they themselves have mentioned. So we have taken 1.5 liters and we have taken 3 liters. Then see the second line. Calculated a median value of 2 liters. So you put 2 liters over here. 2 liters comes under 50% of quartile or Q2. So therefore the answer for our question is 50. Okay. Read the question carefully. You will find the answer invariably in the question itself. Next question. The average of the absolute deviations of observation from the arithmetic mean is known as what? The options are A, variance, B, interquartile range, C is mean deviation, or 4 is standard deviation. What is the answer? The answer for this question is C, mean deviation. It is a definition of mean deviation. See, the mean deviation is the average of absolute deviations of the observations from the arithmetic mean. So this was the question. Okay, you please we will go through the other options also. Sorry, the other theory or information given on mean deviation. These were asked previously as questions. Advantage was asked as a question, disadvantage was asked as a question. Advantage of mean deviation is that it is based on all the observations in the group and it is easy to grasp the meaning of the procedure. The disadvantage of mean deviation is that it ignores the sign of the difference of the value of observation and the arithmetic mean. Even this was asked some time back as a question. So you have to please be perfect with the information on mean deviation. Now we'll see the next question. In a study, a researcher was interested in measuring the HB levels of 10 participants. The values are so and many values are given. So what is the mode of this distribution? The options they gave are A 7.5, B 12, C 10.9 and D 14.0. See, it is very easy. This chapter of mean, median, mode or values. You put all the variables in the ascending order. What is mode? The most frequently occurring number is called as mode, simple terms. Okay. So when we have put all the variables or all the numbers in ascending order, we have seen that 12 and 12. 2 times it was repeated. So therefore, that is the mode of the distribution. Next question. A survey question asking the respondents to rate their satisfaction on a scale from 1 to 10 measures which type of variable, like pain scale from 1 to 10. Okay, that is one example. So what are the options? A nominal, B ordinal, C discrete or D continuous. So what is the answer for this question? The answer for this question is D continuous. It is a continuous type of variable. Okay, actually it gets converted from ordinal to continuous, but once it is finished, then it is a continuous variable. Please remember this point. So when this question is asked in the examination, and if they give both ordinal and continuous as the options, you take continuous as the answer for this question. Next question. Which of the following is true about interquartile range? One statement is correct. Okay. Let us see the options. A. It describes the middle value of the distribution. B. It divides the distribution into two halves. C. It covers the middle 50% of observations. Or D. It is affected by the extreme values in the distribution. So what is true about the interquartile range? The answer for this question is C, that it covers the middle 50% of observations. It is true about the interquartile range. We have done a discussion on interquartile range. Please go back to few questions back. There you can have a discussion on the interquartile range. Next question. When the data set contains too many extreme values, then the most representative average value will be what? Is it a mean, median, mode or variance? What will you take? The most representing average value. So the answer for this question is mean, A mean. Now the next question. When the data set contains too many extreme values, the most representative average value is what? The options are A mean, B median, B mode, C median and D variance. So when a data contains too many extreme values, the most representative average value will be the median, C median. Please remember this answer. Now see this question. Which of the following is a key characteristic of a nominal scale? Key characteristic of a nominal scale. The options are A, that it has a true 0 point, or B, it allows for ranking of data, or C, it categorizes data without a specific order, or D, that it provides meaningful intervals between the values. So what is the characteristic of a nominal scale? Let us see the options again. It has a true 0 point? No. It allows for ranking of data? No. It categorizes data without a specific order? Yes, this is acceptable. The last one, that it provides meaningful intervals between the values? No, even this is not the answer. So the answer for this question is that it categorizes data without a specific order is a key characteristic of a nominal scale from the options given. Next question. The age of 10 pregnant women who visited the ANC clinic is given. So what is the mean age group? So they have given few numbers, that is data, and they have given the options 45, 28, 25 and 32. How do we calculate? The mean is equal to the sum of all the observations by number of observations. Okay. So if you add all the observations, this 26, 31, 25, I have done already. You do it for yourself. The answer will be 280 and the sum will be 280 and number of observations will be 10. If you calculate, the answer will come to around 28. So the answer option B, that is 28, is the answer for this question. You please remember this formula. Mean is equal to sum of all the observations by number of observations. From this chapter, you may expect either mean, either mode, either median, or otherwise they will ask you regarding the interquartile range, or otherwise how do you calculate the coefficient of variation. Okay, so these are the various questions. Now see this question. What type of scale is used for measuring temperature in Celsius? For measuring the temperature in Celsius, what scale is used? Okay. So options are A nominal, B ordinal, C interval, or D ratio. So what type of scale is used for measuring the temperature? Definitely it is not a ratio. Definitely it is not nominal and not even ordinal. So answer for this question is interval. Interval is the type of scale which is used for measuring temperature in Celsius. This is the answer of exclusion. Next question. Which of the following is a relative measure of dispersion when comparing variables which are measured in different units? The options are A interquartile range, B coefficient of variation, C is range, and D is standard deviation. So which of the following is a relative measure? Relative measure of dispersion. See, what are the measures of dispersion we know? Interquartile range, coefficient of variation, standard deviation, and range. The answer for this question is B coefficient of variation. See over here, coefficient of variation. The purpose of CV, that is coefficient of variation, is to compare the relative variability in different groups. They ask the same thing, relative measure of dispersion when comparing the variables in different groups, in different units or different groups. So you take coefficient of variation as the answer. And how do you calculate it? It is calculated by this formula. CV is equal to SD by AM into 100. That is standard deviation by arithmetic mean into 100. We have seen previously. A question also we have solved. Okay. Now the definition is important. See the definition. The coefficient of variation is the standard deviation expressed as a percentage of the arithmetic mean is the definition. Next question. The following scores were obtained by 10 medical units or medical students in a quiz. So what is the median score in this group? So how do you calculate? How do you answer? They have given few options. 3, 6, 8 and 11. When you arrange all the numbers in a ascending order, okay, you have to see the median score of this group. So you take the middle number. It is 6. I have done it already. You do for yourself. So the answer for this question is 6. See the next question. What type of study variable is response to treatment? This is the repeated question. What type of study variable is the response to treatment? Options are A, independent variable, B, dependent variable, C is control variable, or D is confounding variable. So what type of study variable is the response to treatment? Among the options, the answer is B, dependent variable. The response to treatment is a type of or is a dependent variable. So please remember the question and also the answer. Next question. Height of the students in a particular class measured in centimeters is an example of a continuous variable. Is it a true statement or a false statement? It is a true statement. If you have a confusion on the types of variables, please go to question number 1 and see it thoroughly. We have done an extensive description and discussion on the different types of variables. Then, next question. What is the appropriate measure of dispersion to report when median is reported as a measure of central tendency for a given set of data? What is the appropriate measure of dispersion to report when median is a measure of central tendency? So what are the options? The options are A, standard deviation, B, interquartile range, C is variance, or D is coefficient of variance. So what is corresponding? The answer is B, interquartile range. B, interquartile range. See over here. We have taken interquartile range as the answer. When you relate central tendency with the dispersion values, whenever you take median, then you have to take interquartile range as if there are any extreme values. If no extreme values are given, then you take mean or standard deviation. Mean from the central tendency and correspondingly standard deviation. Appropriate measure of dispersion is median and interquartile range. Just now we have seen if there are extreme values. For qualitative variables or time distribution in epidemic curve, you take mode and correspondingly range. So this chart or this information or this discussion you have to keep in mind, because you should not get confused. It should be very clear. Okay. And among all the study variables, mean and standard deviation are the most commonly used exercises. Okay. Now see this next question. Which measurement tool is used to assess the BMI or the body mass index? Which measurement tool? The options are A, sphygmomanometer, B, caliper, C, scale, or D, thermometer. So which measurement tool is used to assess the BMI? Answer for this question is C, scale. C, scale, because you don't use sphygmomanometer, you do not use calipers, you do not use thermometers. It is scaling. How do you scale BMI? BMI can be scaled for both. It is different for men and it is always different for women. Okay. So in both the categories, the scales will be as underweight or nearby weight. Then you have overweight. Then you have obesity. And then you have extreme obesity. So these are few scales. Okay. So according to this, the BMI numbering are given. Therefore, the answer for this question is scale. Please remember the question and also the answer. Now see this question. Which of the following is an example of a dichotomous variable? The options are A, age, B, income level, C, yes or no question, or D is weight. So answer is very simple. Dichotomous variable. The answer is option number C, that is yes or no questions is an example of a dichotomous variable. Now what is a dichotomous variable? A dichotomous variable is a categorical variable that has only two possible values. That has only two possible values. Okay, as in the answer as from the options we have taken yes or no. Okay. For other examples, such type of question, if it is asked, they may give other examples. What other examples they can give? Regarding gender, if they categorize, then it is either male or female. Okay. Or if they ask age, is it example, if 35 is the age, or it is above 35 years or less than 35 years. I'm just giving an example. Okay. So as I told you, yes or no, then what is the type of property, what is the type of property you are having? Is it a commercial property or is it a residential property? Another example, while you are playing cricket, you toss the coin. So how do you categorize that answer? Heads or tails? Okay. So please remember the dichotomous variable. Let us see the next question. In the NCD clinic, NCD is non-communicable disease clinic of a PHC, FBS of 11 patients were measured. The following numbers were observed. So what is the most appropriate measure of tendency for this data? They have asked most appropriate. Can we calculate mean, median, mode? From the options they gave two mean and two medians. So let us see what will fit into it. The answer for our question is B, median of 120. 120 fits into this question. How it came, now let us see. See, median. You put all the numbers in ascending order from 85 to 410. I have put already. Okay. And then the median value is 120. So the options given in the question is matching with what we have calculated over here. So therefore the answer is median of 120, because median of 174 is not at all, it is not at all present over here. So this option is wrong. Mean of 120 is also wrong. And if you calculate mean, it will not be 174. I have done it, even you do it for yourself. Okay. So the answer is median 120. Next question. Which of the following about range is true? Range is true. Okay. Now chalo. The options are A. It indicates the way in which values cluster about a particular point. B. It gives the number of observations bearing the same value. C. It is the difference between the minimum and the maximum value. And D. It shows the degree to which the mean value differs from its expected value. So only one statement is correct regarding the range. So the answer for our question is C, that is, it is the difference between the minimum and the maximum value. Please remember this point. See a discussion on range. The definition is that it is the difference between the minimum and the maximum value of observations. Okay. The advantage is that it is quick and easy indicator of dispersion. It also came as a question previously. Okay. Then next question. In a survey, socio-economic status were collected in the following manner: lower, upper middle, and upper class. So what type of variable is this socio-economic status? Is it ordinal, nominal, continuous, or discrete? The answer for this question is A, ordinal. A, ordinal. I repeat again, please go back to question number 1. We have discussed in detail regarding the types of variables. Next question. Body weight of 11 children who attended a pediatric OPD were measured. For this group, the first quartile, median, mean, and third quartile were 8.5, 12, 11.9, and 16 respectively. So calculate the interquartile range. How do you calculate it? See, you put once again maximum and you put minimum. This is Q1, Q2, Q3. Okay. Now let us substitute all. From this group, the first quartile median. First quartile is how much? 8.5. Median is 12. Mean and third quartile. What is the third quartile? Third quartile is 16. Mean is 11.9. So calculate the interquartile range. Interquartile range is given by the formula Q3 minus Q1, which is equal to 16 minus 8.5, which is equal to 7.5. So the answer for this question is B 7.5. Please remember this point. This is how you have to calculate. By giving mean, they have tried to confuse us. Next question. Which of the following is an example of a nominal scale? The options are A. Temperature in Celsius, B. Pain level rated from 1 to 10, C is blood group A, B, AB or O, and D. Weight in kilograms, which is the nominal variable. The answer for our question is C. Blood group. Blood group comes under the nominal scale. Please go back to question number 1. We have discussed in detail regarding the different types of variable in this chapter. Next question. In a perfectly symmetrical distribution, what is the relationship between mean, median and mode? Okay. So the options are A. The mean is less than the median, which is less than the mode. B. The mean, median and mode are all equal. C. The median is greater than the mean, which is greater than the mode. Or D. The mean is equal to median but not to the mode. So in the question itself, they have mentioned the answer. They have said like in a perfectly symmetrical distribution. So what will happen when they are perfect and symmetrically distributed? All are equal. So the answer is that the mean, median and mode are all equal. Okay. Next question. Which measure of central tendency is least affected by the data distribution shape? The options are A. Mean, B. Median, C. Mode or range. Range is not a central tendency, so you remove this option. Okay. So which is least affected? Least, not most. Please remember this point. The answer is that it is the median. Median is least affected by the data distribution shape. Let us see the next question. In which scenario would you use the mode as the measure of central tendency? Which scenario you are using mode? The options are A. When the data set is highly skewed, or B. When you need to determine the most frequent occurrence, or C. When the data set has the extreme outliers, or D. When the data set is normally distributed. So when do you use mode as a measure of central tendency? The answer is B. That is when you need to determine the most frequent occurrence, then you take mode into consideration. Next question. Discrete variables are characterized by what? Options are A. Infinite values within a range, or B. Countable values, or C. Measurements on a continuous scale, or D. An absence of gaps between the values. So the discrete variables are characterized by what? The answer for this question is B. Countable values. Discrete variables are characterized by the countable values. Next question. The average blood glucose level in a population is an example of which of the variable? The options are A. Nominal, B. Ordinal, C. Discrete or D. Continuous. Blood glucose comes under what? By this time all of you should be perfect because the answer is D. Continuous. Please go back to question number 1. We have discussed in detail regarding the different types of variables in the first question itself. Please review again and again because you may get one question from that discussion. Next question. In an NCD clinic of a PHC, HB of 10 patients were measured. The following values were observed. What is the mean HB of this group? It is very easy. We know what is the mean. Mean is equal to sum of all the observations divided by number of observations. So chalo, let us calculate. 5 plus 4 plus 9 plus 8 plus 4 plus 8 plus 3 plus 7 plus 7 plus 8. By how many number of observations are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 observations are there. If you total 5 plus 4 plus 9 plus 8 plus 4 plus 8 plus 3 plus 7 plus 7 plus 8, this is equal to 63. 63 by 10, it is 6.3. Okay. So this is the answer for this question, 63. This is how you have to calculate the mean. Okay. Next question. What type of variable is the number of days? Number of days a patient has been hospitalized. This is a variety question. Number of days. Is it a nominal, ordinal, discrete or continuous? Number of days of a patient admission is a discrete variable. Please remember the answer. Please remember the answer for this question. Okay. Next question. Which type of variable can be transformed into a continuous variable with appropriate scaling? Options are nominal, ordinal, discrete, all of the above. Can all of the above be transformed? No, no, definitely not. Ordinal will be transformed into continuous with appropriate scaling. This is the answer for this question. Example is like pain scale from 0 to 10. Okay. Now, next question. Calculate the IQR, that is interquartile range, of the following body weight in kgs of children who attended pediatric OPD: 7, 12, 11, 13.5, 8, 16, 7, 11 and 12. How do you calculate? So first of all, arrange all the numbers in a ascending order. Let us arrange the numbers. See, this is how you calculate. We have arranged all the values in the ascending order: 7, 7, 8.5, 11, 11, 12, 13.5 and 16. So they have asked us to calculate the IQR, interquartile range. The range was between, it is Q3 to Q1, Q3 minus Q1 or Q1 to Q3. So it will be 8.5 to 12. 8.5 to 12 or 8.5 and 12 is the answer for this question. Next question. Square root of the average of the square deviations of observations from the arithmetic mean is known as what? The options are A, variance, B, interquartile range, C, mean deviation, or 4, the standard deviation. It is a repeated question. The answer is D, standard deviation. D, standard deviation. See, standard deviation is the square root of the average of square deviations of the observations from the arithmetic mean. This is a definition. So this is a question. Okay. And the square root of standard deviation is called as variance. This was also one question. Okay. So please, you have to be perfect with this information on standard deviation. Next question. The age of 12 pregnant women who visited the ANC clinic is given as follows. Numbers. So what is the mean age? It is a simple question. Mean is equal to sum of all the observations by number of observations. How many observations are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 observations are there. Let us total all the numbers. 26, 31, 25, 26, 30, 27, 25, 32, 25, 33, 34, 21. So the value came to 335. So 335 divided by 12 will come to around 27.9 years. Okay, 27.9 years. So this is the answer for this question. Next question. Continuous variables are, options are A, they only take on integer values, B, they take any value within a given range, or continuous variables can be counted, or be ordered but not measured. So what is the answer for this question? The continuous variables, they take any value within a given range. Please remember this point. They take any value within a given range. Next question. The following scores were observed or were obtained by 9 medical students in a quiz. What is the median score? This I think we have done previously. Chalo, let us do it again. You put all the numbers in a ascending order. 3, 4, then you have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you remove first 4, you remove last 4. Answer is 8. So answer is 8 for this question. Next question. State whether true or false. Height of a student in a particular class is 60 inches. Is an example of a continuous variable. Is it a true statement or a false statement? The answer is that it is a true statement. Please go back to question number 1. There we have discussed in detail regarding the different types of variables. Then question number 46. Which one of the following measurements does not divide a set of observation into equal parts? So the options are A, quartiles, B, standard deviation, C, percentiles, or D, median. So what will not divide a set of observations into equal parts? The answer is simple, standard deviation. Standard deviation will not divide into equal parts. Percentiles, medians and quartiles, they definitely they divide. We know that's a minimum mathematical common sense. Next question. In an NCT clinic of PHC, HB of 15 patients were measured. The following values were observed. What is the mean HB of this group? 5, 6, 7 or 8? I have already calculated this. You calculate for yourself. We know mean is equal to sum of all observations by the number of observations. The answer for this question is 7, because I have already calculated. You calculate for yourself. Okay, we have already discussed many examples previously. Now, what is the primary difference between ordinal and continuous variables? This is a variety question. The options are A, ordinal variables have no inherent order, while continuous variables do. B, continuous variables can be measured with precision, whereas the ordinal variables cannot. C, the continuous variables are categorical, while the ordinal variables are numerical. Or D, ordinal variables are always countable, while the continuous variables are not. So what is the primary difference between ordinal and continuous? The answer for this question is B, that is, continuous variables can be measured with precision, whereas ordinal variables cannot be measured. That is the only primary difference between ordinal and continuous. Okay. Next question. If the mean is 25 and the standard deviation is 5, then what is the coefficient of variation? Is coefficient of variation is equal to standard deviation by arithmetic mean into 100. We have already spoken. What is the standard deviation? 5 by 25 into 100. 4 is so 4 5 is 20%. Answer is 20%. Okay. Please remember this formula. Next question, or the last question. All the following are the examples of a nominal variable except. Options are A, gender, age, then place of residence and color of the eyes. So what are all the examples of a nominal variable except one? What is the answer? Answer is B, that is age. Age is not a nominal variable. Okay. Please go back to question number 1. There we have discussed in detail regarding the different types of variables. So with this, we complete chapter number 10. Thank you.